Every woman who keeps a family running, while her own name stays in the background, knows this feeling. You make the decisions, fix the emergencies, and carry the consequences. Yet people still introduce you as someone's wife. In 15th century China, one woman lived inside that contradiction and turned it into a form of power. Her name was Zhang Huanghu. This is not a story about a woman who grabbed the throne. It is about the person who kept the throne from becoming unstable. Zhang Huanghu did not come from the highest aristocratic circle. Her father, Zhang Qi, was a mid-level military officer who served as a military deputy commander. That distinction matters. She was not a poor peasant who suddenly entered the palace, and she was not born into the center of power either. She entered the imperial family as the wife of the Prince of Yan's heir. Then she became the crown princess, the Empress Dowager, and finally, the Grand Empress Dowager. The familiar version calls her a virtuous woman who understood palace etiquette. But that description misses the pressure of the position. During the Yongle years, Zhu Gaochi repeatedly had to supervise Beijing while his father ruled from the imperial center. The court record describes that position as a constant balancing act: city defense, daily administration, relations with officials, and the dangerous relationships among the imperial sons. Zhang was not the person signing military orders, but she lived at the center of the household that had to survive every shift in imperial favor. That is why supporting figure is too small a description. A woman in the inner court could be expected to know everything, solve problems, calm people, and still appear as if she had not claimed authority. That is not simply obedience. It is a difficult form of judgment. The first question is, when did Zhang's judgment become indispensable? In 1424, Zhu Gaochi became the Hongxi Emperor, and Zhang was established as Empress. The reign lasted less than a year. In 1425, Zhu Gaochi died in the Qinan Palace. His heir, Zhu Zhanji, was away in Nanjing. The court now faced a problem that looked like a family matter, but was actually a question of state survival. Who would carry the succession? Who would speak for the imperial household? Who would stop every faction from turning a funeral into a political opening? Zhang became Empress Dowager. She did not sit on the throne, but she helped make sure Zhu Zhanji could reach it without a new crisis. This is the kind of work that is easy to overlook because success makes it look natural. In a family, it is the person who knows which relative must be called first, which conflict must be delayed, and which decision cannot wait until tomorrow. Everyone notices the calm. Almost nobody notices who paid for it. The palace did not need Zhang to make a speech every day. It needed her to recognize which silence was temporary and which silence meant that someone was hiding a danger. That kind of judgment rarely becomes a monument. It appears in a succession that does not break, a quarrel that does not become a faction, and a powerful servant who learns that access is not ownership. When the result looks orderly, people often assume order happened by itself. But order is often the visible surface of someone else's invisible refusal. Refusing to let panic choose the next ruler, refusing to let relatives turn closeness into office, and refusing to confuse a trusted servant with the state itself. That is why her story is not soft palace morality. It is a study of how a person keeps authority from becoming personal chaos. And that work is often invisible precisely because it succeeds. But succession was only the first test. The harder test came when the new emperor died too. In 1435, the Xuande Emperor Zhu Zhanji died. His son Zhu Qizhen was only 9 years old. Once again, Zhang stood at the center of the transition. Ministers asked her to rule from behind a curtain. This was the moment when she could have turned influence into a formal office. Instead, she said, "Do not damage the law of the ancestors." She instructed the ministers to assist the young emperor and urged him to study. Her restraint also had a boundary. It was not permission for every relative to turn family connection into office. The palace record notes that she treated her own family strictly. Even her brother Zhang Sheng, described as cautious and respectful, was not allowed to participate in state affairs. This detail matters because it shows what kind of power she was trying to build. She did not ask the court to trust her family. She asked the court to trust a boundary. Was this weakness? Or was it a decision not to make the entire court depend on one woman's visible authority? A person who has been doing the real work at home knows the difference. Sometimes you can seize the conversation and prove that you are the one in charge. Sometimes you choose to keep the room functioning, even if the room never gives you the title. Zhang's choice was not self-erasure. It was a way of keeping authority from becoming another source of instability. But restraint did not mean she stopped watching the people around the young emperor. The eunuch Wang gained the trust of the young Yingzong. Zhang remained alert to him and restrained his ability to dominate state affairs while she was alive. That did not mean she could erase him from the palace. It meant that his access to the young emperor did not automatically become unchecked control of the state. The difference between those two things is the difference between watching a danger and pretending it does not exist. The important point is not that she eliminated Wang Zhen. She did not. Her role was to keep the danger from becoming the whole system. Zhang died in 1442. After her death, Wang Zhen gained more room to act. 7 years later, the Tumu crisis happened. The emperor was captured, the army collapsed, and the court was forced to confront the cost of unchecked influence. This does not mean Zhang could have prevented every disaster. History is not a machine with one person as its only switch. It does show something sharper. While she was alive, Wang Zhen did not dare to dominate. Once she was gone, the balance changed quickly. Sometimes the person everyone calls overbearing is the person standing between a household and collapse. Only after she leaves does everyone discover how much of the structure was being held by her hands. So what was Zhang Guanghe? A virtuous empress or a power broker? The easy answer is to choose one label. The harder answer is to look at what she repeatedly did. She entered the imperial family from a mid-level military household, not from the highest circle. She faced the death of Zhu Gaochi, then the death of Zhu Zhang. She was asked to take formal control and refused the visible throne. At the same time, she understood that refusing the front seat did not mean surrendering judgment. That is why her story speaks so directly to women whose labor is treated as background. You make the family decision, but someone else gets introduced as the head. You repair the crisis, but the person who caused it receives the public credit for solving it. You keep everyone from falling apart, then wonder why nobody remembers that you were holding them together. Zhang Guanghe did not need to sit on the throne to prove that she had power. Her power was the ability to decide what could not be allowed to collapse. And sometimes, the person who saves the room is not the person whose name appears on the door. Tell me, is a woman who makes the real decisions but is always introduced as someone's wife a supporting character or the person actually holding the family together? Next, we follow Yang Guifei, the woman who carried the blame for a man's power.
If you want to know more history buried by time, follow Xing Shi.